Hello everybody, good morning, or afternoon, or whenever you're watching this, sorry. As you can tell from me, it's morning. My name is Shinobu, R-A-R-A-L, or that stinky risotto player, however you wish to call me. As you can tell by my screen, I'm doing a risotto matchup list. For those who don't know me, I play risotto, obviously. At Combo Breaker this year, I got top 16. Otaku this year, I got 9th. And I do a lot of online tournament stuff. I place pretty well. I'm saying all this to say that I don't come from a place of just not knowing what I'm talking about. I think I have a pretty good idea of Risotto, his matchups, his weaknesses, his strengths, which are plentiful, as you can see. Well, almost as you can see. If you play the character, or if you played against the character, you kind of know. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. A couple disclaimers. Obviously, I haven't played every character in this game, but I'll play it against enough to know what I'm talking about, at least for certain matchups. So, some sections will be shorter than others because I don't have a lot to say, because either I haven't played them enough, or it's pretty cut and dried as far as like winning or losing. I don't think I have to go too far into that to kind of get a picture, but yeah, hopefully if I'm not lazy, I'll be putting a timestamp for each character, so that way if you want to go to your character, it'll be easy to access for you. Anyway, we're going in order of parts, so with that being said, let's start off with Johnathan. Johnathan, I think Risotto wins this. Stubby normals, he has good damage. DP is also really good, but that's pretty much it. For me, I think it's just his stubborn normals that hold him back. So, well, he can make it explode, so I'll be generous, I'll put him in slightly. I'll put him in slightly just because of the fact that DP is really, really, really good, and when he hits you, he makes it count. It's just that, for me, the problem comes with his neutral being kind of shiesty, but as you'll probably see later on in this video, spoiler alert by the way, characters for me, I rate them higher depending on the reward they get if they get the neutral off, but that's going a little bit too far in the future, so I'll put Johnathan in slightly winning. Also, I forgot to explain, I'm sorry, I don't personally do numbers like 10-1 or 10-0, 9-1, all that stuff. I like to put a gauge of slightly, just because for me it's easier and more fair to say, well, you don't lose this numerically 10 times out of 10. I like to put, I don't know, that's how I do it. It doesn't matter in the end. You can kind of tell by based on like the tiers what's gonna be what. So this is like a 7-3 or whatever, right? Anyway, on to Will. This one's winning. Same effort with Johnathan, stubby normals. However, I don't think he can make it work as far as damage wise. Maybe I'm, not getting anything. Maybe I'm misunderstanding Will, but personally, I don't think he's really doing anything to make you hurt that hard in neutral. So I'm not, I don't know. Not saying I don't know the character, just I don't know if the reward is that big enough to me to put him in slightly winning, I should say. Yeah. Anyway, on to Speedwagon. Speedwagon, I haven't played enough of to really get a definitive gauge. However, I think I can be confident in saying that Risotto wins this one. The Goons, I don't know if it's, I don't want to sound awful saying this, but I think it's not the Asian guy, sorry, the tattoo. I think his knife attack goes pretty far. I think that's like a, not half screen, but it goes a pretty far, decent amount. I mean, he hits you really hard, it hurts. So, maybe slightly. I'll throw a bone, I'll do slightly. Because I've been hit by Speedwagon before, and I think to myself, damn, I got half health already? So, I'll do slightly, but that's pretty much it though. Hat toss is not that good because for projectile. Other than that, I don't really know this character that much to say pressure wise. I just don't think he's that threatening enough to make me believe that it's not Risotto's favorite, if that makes any sense, right? Anyway, part 1 Dio. This is also slightly, just because big damage hit really hard. JH, you gotta fish for it sometimes, I think, in my experience from playing this matchup. But JH, once it hits, you're gonna get hit hard. Keicho is good for assist combo launcher and stuff like that. He has a GHA taunt combo similar to Trish that does a lot of damage. Apparently his pressure is like fake. I don't know Dio that much, so I'm not gonna speak on that too much, but his pressure is fake, I think. But from what Cyanide was telling me, he has 4-way mix that's like hard to block, so you know, hey, he cooking a little bit. So that's part 1. The only matchup that's like in the bag is Wilf right now, but maybe it'll change with part 2. So Young Joseph, I think this. Well, I played Makoto a little bit with this matchup, and I think it's a winning matchup. I don't think Young Joseph has a lot to really threaten with neutral. Again, if he hits you, it hurts a lot. But I think for me, I think the neutral is such a really weird and less potent. Yeah, I guess more of a less potent option than Johnathan, because EX DP is really good. Light DP is really good for Johnathan. Dio, he has some good pressure that's maybe fake, but it's hard. I get hit every time, so maybe I'm just bad. But he has pressure that's kind of hard to block, and good neutral options as far as jump-ins for JH and stuff like that. So, you know, he has some stuff to make you get in. But for me, Young Joseph, I don't really see it too much, because, you know, clackers aren't good because invisible. He has a counter move, which, I mean, that's good, but if you get grabbed, you know, prepare to get hit in the blender. At least when I play Risotto, I blender you a lot. He has rebuff overdrive, which is also like another counter move, not that really good. He has a Hamon guard, which can get grabbed. So a lot of things that I guess would seem good. I mean, it's kind of disingenuous to say that, you know, oh, don't, you know, just get grabbed. I mean, that's it. But it's a toss-up for me between winning and slightly winning. Just because, no, I'll put him in slightly. Thinking about it some more, his routes really do hurt. It's just that it's hard to pressure with Young Joseph, at least in my experience playing against this character. It's kind of hard to pressure because everything that you can do, Risotto gets out of pretty easily. However, getting that hit, it really hurts. So I'll throw him a bone. Caesar's winning. The only thing that Caesar really has that's, at least from what I've seen, that's good is the DP. That's really good. Lenses are not really that good. His routes don't do a lot of damage from what I'm seeing, so I don't think DP is enough to make him at least a favorable matchup. Kind of like Johnathan, he'll two-touch you easily with DP, like that's guaranteed. With Caesar, nah, I'm not so sure. So he's gonna be chilling out and winning for now. Same thing with Lisa, also winning. Lisa is matchup heavy, or matchup check heavy, because she has a bunch of different mix options she can go for, but once she know what she's doing, which is not hard to figure out, it's not, you know, it's not that good. Thumbs down. It's pretty bad. So I don't think Lisa has any way to really threaten Risotto outside of the mix. I mean, the projectiles don't really do anything because projectiles. She has good DP. DP is really good. But again, doing damage, it's not really that good. So I'm rating her lower because of that. Because reversal is really good, but damage wise, she's not doing that much to you. So I'm leaning on just winning for now. So last character in part 2, Stroheim. This is winning. Well, slightly winning, because even though his damage got nerfed, he still hits a lot. Hits really, really, really hard. Projectiles obviously don't do anything, but in my experience, Stroheim doesn't really use projectiles that much. So once he hits you, it's gonna hurt like a lot. So yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it. Like, I don't think there's not really much to say after that. And now, my bad, I think that's the last characters in part 2. I can't see, obviously. So Wamuu, this is winning. DP is not that good. I don't think, in my experience, it's not that good. 4-2-1, the I can't think of the name of the move now. I think it's I Wamuu consider you worthy prey. That move, I don't rate it too highly just because you can get SG'd on, you can get countered on. Of course, it's his body block. Like, I don't think that's, at least as far as like a reversal, like if I do strike throw stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I'd rather just go for the DP than the 4-2-1 personally if I'm doing that. His damage is inconsistent now, but I've seen some stuff that kind of makes him hurt a lot. I just think in pressure scenarios, and I don't think it's warranted to be rated a little bit higher. I think winning is a decent spot for him, at least for in terms of Risotto. SCDC winning. I mean, SCDC kind of sucks ass. I haven't played him enough, but I mean, I think it's one of those where I can kind of safely go, yeah, he's not that good. I'm not seeing it. He's a glass cannon. His mode only increases burn damage, but it's hard to set that up because Risotto doesn't care about at least the little burn lava bubbles. You have to hit him for it to really start applying. And from what I've seen and what I've played of this matchup, SCD doesn't really have a way of making me feel endangered enough to make a mistake and get hit. I mean, you're not gonna play perfect, obviously. You're gonna get hit. That's just kind of nature of like the human spirit and aspect of Risotto. But outside of those rare scenarios, I think you kind of have a in the bag playing against ACDC. Moving on to Cars. This one's losing. Cars, I'll say this. Base Cars is fine. Ultimate Lifeform Cars is pretty rough for Risotto. You can counterplay some stuff, like the squirrel. Doesn't really matter because it's projectile. His feathers, projectiles. It's just air dash and the overheads he gets off of it. Like, he has some curse mix. Air dash you can kind of contest with JL if you're smart enough with usage, but I think this is a 6-4 at the very least. 6-4 and Car's favor, sorry. This is a 4-6 for you, obviously. Yeah, I just think that air dash is just really cursed. So I'm not really feeling it with Cars. Cars is pretty difficult, at least for me to navigate, because once he gets Ultimate Life Form, it's pretty much a wrap. Just because also it transfers over into rounds. That's the biggest thing. If it was like one round only, okay, sure, you know, it sucks for that round, but you kind of have to maintain and race these horses for you to get a guaranteed round one. But carrying over, it's kind of cursed. So for me, I'd say that's a losing matchup pretty easily. Of course, you can get around. You get around it easily. You know, like I said, projectiles are okay because you don't have to worry about those. Knowing how to smartly use a JL in the face of air dash works for me personally. So kind of the same thing. And with that being said, on to part 3 now. First off, we have Jotaro Kujo. Jotaro is actually even. It's the first even matchup in this matchup spread. because of a couple things. DP is on steroids now. I think it's light DP. It's like really strong, really fast, and it has Deceptive Vortex hitbox for some reason. At least for me, I get sucked in by it when I'm not trying to be, and it's pretty upsetting. He has that. He makes you hurt really hard. It sucks. And since he's the first stand character we have in this list, stand on characters, they have an advantage of having the hitbox of their stand go farther. So like, if I backdash his 5L, I'm getting caught. That's a really good advantage for Jotaro, just because not only that, he makes you hit really hard as well. Like, it hurts to getting hit by him. It frankly really sucks. He can choose that shit pretty easily. He has unblockables and Star Finger. He has the good JHA option. He can stop time, but that's what you care about. He has a lot of stuff that makes you hurt and makes the matchup an uphill battle in some situations. But again, this is even. Risotto can still, pressure you with strike throw. If you're guessing wrong, you can get hurt. Unblockable stuff. Speaking of which, this is also, well, I didn't say with Wamuu because I just forgot. My apologies. But then to Wamuu as well as with Jotaro, they have an armored move. Armored hit grab for Jotaro. It negates unblockables. However, you have to be careful because I can still assist body block you, and you get hit even worse because the recovery is still long enough for me to do a 2M and get a whole combo off of that. So that's also something to look out for. Post GHA is the same thing. Unblockable. You can actually walk up and force me to disengage unblockable with hit grab. Same thing for Wamuu with his spin move. That's full screen. Jotaro also has the breath move, which I believe is full screen in every version. That also works to disengage unblockables. Full screen, I have to turn it off. I get hit, and I get hit, and I have to either block it overhead or just get hit with a jump in, and it kind of sucks. So yeah, that's the first unit matchup, but it won't be the last. Spoiler alert, by the way. Okay, on to part 3, Joseph. This one's weird because Joseph has some pseudo zoners. You can't see, but I'm doing air quotes in that. Some pseudo zoning with his normals, stand-on normals. But I think all things being said, I think this is a slightly winning. This is definitely on the edge of 6-4 being even, though. This is definitely on the edge because I think it's pretty easy for me, in my experience, to kind of navigate around Joseph's stand-on normals. Stand-off is also something, but I'm focusing more on the Hermit Purple being able to reach farther. It's deceptively long. His I'm not sure what move that is, but it's a light move. I'm not sure. Not light. A low move that goes pretty far. It's deceptively long. He has anti-air. He has an anti-air. He has a command grab. Which in my experience is easier to navigate around, just because it's slower than Pucci's Boyo move. The Boyo command grab is faster than that. No, sorry, it's slower than that. So it's easy for me to look out for it, but personal opinion, if you get hit by it, you get hit by it. He has good damage. He has good damage routes too. So like, he has stuff to make him threatening. I just don't think it's even because it's easier to navigate around his stand-on moves than it is for Jotaro, because Jotaro has a summonable avatar and it extends his hitbox enough to where you get hit if you try to do backdash or something like that. But I wouldn't be too upset if someone were to move him down here to even. Like, this is fine. This is fine. I just think, for me personally, I think it's a 6-4 and not really a 5-5. But it's so interchangeable that it doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna put him here because I think it's slightly in his favor, but that's, you know, potato kind of thing, whatever, right? Moving on to Avdol. This one I'm not sure about. I want to say it's winning, but I'm not sure to the degree, and I don't want to, you know, misinform by saying, oh, you win, and not say anything else about it. So I'm gonna leave that alone for now. Kakyoin is losing. Kak is the zoner archetype in this game. JH hits really far away. He has good damage, which it's deceptive damage. You don't think it's that good, but it's pretty good. Hamon barrier. Not Hamon, sorry. Hermit purple. Oh my god. Hierophant. 3 aces in a row. Jesus. Hierophant barrier. It's actually deceptively pretty good, even though you don't get hit by the invisible mode. If you're pressuring Kak and the barrier goes off, you get hit, it's his turn now. So that's also really good for him. He has a command grab stand on that's pretty, it's deceptive. I won't say deceptive. It's hard to look out for if you're not looking out for it, obviously. But because it goes on the ground, if you're not paying attention, it'll sneak up on you and it'll hit you. And that's pretty much it. He's just a zoner. He's the good keep away, because obviously projectiles don't work, but he has more ways of threatening with projectile other than projectiles. He has his stand on moves. He has his regular base moves, stand off, that hit really hard and really far away, so he could make shit work. Polnareff, I'm unsure of. I have not played him at all, so I have no idea how to rate this character. Same for Iggy as well. I'm pretty sure it's up here somewhere, but again, I don't want to misinform, so I'm going to leave him right here where he belongs. And now it's time for a whole horse. I'm going to do I'm gonna do something special here. Oh, wrong section. There we go. To elaborate, I guess, a little bit. Everything he doesn't care about. Risotto doesn't care about anything he does. Bullets don't matter because visible mode. J-Gao doesn't matter because all of Risotto's routes take you away from J-Gao, so he can't get hit by it. The only good things that Ho has, the bottle, it's a fast reversal, not a DP. It's a fast reversal. He can sort of do stuff up close, but he has really stubby normal, so it's very hard for him to really do stuff. But that is a form of counterplay, is to kind of force a trade, but it's not really that good. If you're just being patient with Risotto, there's not really much that Ho can do. I mean, it's kind of a shoo-in for you. So that's probably like the biggest. If I had to put a number, this is probably 8-2, just because like it's so hard for Ho to do anything now, because the press of a button, everything you do, he doesn't care about. Like it's so hard, but not impossible. Just very hard for Ho to do anything once you turn invisible. On to Mariah. Mariah is a special case in the fact that her projectiles, they work on Risotto invisible. I'm confident in saying this is slightly losing for Risotto, just because combined with that and the fact that if Mariah gets started, it's very hard to contest and get out of it. It's one of those weird anti-meta picks that kind of work out for you. Mariah is very annoying to deal with once she gets started. Her magnetism is pretty hard to deal with when she's in the blender, just because you have to be on your time with your SGs and blocks. And again, projectiles, they matter a lot because you can't negate them. You have to be on time with SG. If you miss SG, it's good night. So this isn't losing though, obviously, because like Risotto still has some ways to get around it. I mean, like unblockable, like the usual Risotto stuff still works. It's just the fact that since she can still threaten with projectiles and everything else she has in her kit, it's pretty hard to deal with. On to Pet Shop. Okay, so this is winning. The only Pet Shop player that I know of, well, two, I'm sorry, it's Cyanide and of course Lalon. This is technically a winning matchup for Risotto. Lalon is just really, 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 really good. For those who don't know, Lalon is a Korean player. He plays a lot of JoJo's, a lot of BB Tag, Auto Showdown. He's very good at this game. Oh, sorry. I lost track of my thought there. I'm thinking I'm on Vanilla Ice. I'm sorry. This is still losing because all of projectiles, they don't matter. He's a glass cannon, but emphasis on the glass part. He gets hit for a lot, and then he has no way to really interact and negate unblockable. It's just that Lalon is very good at anticipating, and plus he plays Risotto too, so he knows the matchup. He's just very good at this game. So that's an outlier to the matchup. But no, you win this pretty easily. It's just Lalon is very, very, very good. On to Vanilla Ice. Oh boy. Oh, not there, sorry. Okay. Removing my character biases aside, just because I struggle with Vanilla Ice a lot, personally, I think this is pretty good for you. Cool Clown, well, actually, considering that, I might buff this down to even. Yeah, because what I'm about to say. Cool Clown, he knows how to counter and mash on Risotto well enough to where most of my shit doesn't work. Like Strike Throw doesn't really work that well, and it's only because Vanilla Ice has weird, I don't know the frame data, but it's Vanilla Ice thing, not a player thing. That makes sense, right? Of course, if you hit shoot, it hurts like a truck. He has the Void stand-on thing, which is a knowledge checkup, but if you don't know, you don't know. You get hit by it. He has a good DP into OTG. GHA hurts really, 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 really freaking hard. I mean, that's pretty much it. It's just that I think if you're not playing against Cool Clown, this is pretty even for you, I would say. Just because Cool Clown knows how to mash on Risotto. So, if I was playing Cool Clown, I'd put this here. But I'm making this as a character and not a player matchup list, so with that being said, I'm going to do even. That's a pretty fair balance. Okay, part 3 Dio, I don't know. Because there's a lot of even unsures for part 3, but I don't play these characters at all, so I don't know anything enough to definitively say, oh, you win or you lose. I'm just gonna leave that blank and kind of, you know, gauge that as I go. Maybe if I play a Dio in the future, I'll have a better opinion, but for right now, I just don't know. Alright, Josuke. This is winning. Rifle doesn't matter, but it doesn't use the neutral anyway, I don't think. The barrier, it works on against 5S. However, you can get around it pretty easily to get jump in. I mean, it doesn't really matter that much. His pressure, the record isn't that good because you can react high, block low, react high to it. Not that big of a deal. Has a DP. DP is always good, but I don't think DP is enough to put him on the edge of down here and not up here. So with all that considered, I'm gonna put this in winning, just because I just don't think that Josuke can really make me threaten enough to make a mistake and to feel like DP is enough of a game changer to put him over. So on to part 4 Jotaro. This is another case of on the edge of also being even. The only reason why it's this is because well, why I say he's even up here in the first place and not in winning. Teleport is a reaction check, yes. However, teleport is still pretty good if you don't know the matchup. And even then, if you just get caught slipping, which you will get caught slipping, you're not perfect. His routes are good enough to make you feel like, okay, I have to respect Jotaro enough to kind of not get hit enough. Well, hit a lot. He has command grab, which is really good. He has, like I said, good damage. The only thing that sucks for him is that he has bat scaling on his GHA, I believe. But other than that, I think this is a 6-4 for you, the Risotto player. I was peeping out Bandit Meatball. He plays part 4 Jotaro. It's 6-4. No, I'm sorry, 4-6, I believe, for Jotaro. So this is about accurate, I think. He knows more about Jotaro than I do. So I think that's about a fair comparison to make, because this is probably a 6-4. Okuyasu, oh my god. Okuyasu is winning. I mean, he's like discount Risotto. That's being too mean, but he has unblockable stuff, which, like, okay, like, I mean, it could work. It's just really gimmicky, so I don't really rate the gimmick that high, is kind of my thing. I don't rate it too high just because, like, for me, I don't know what makes Okuyasu too much of a threat outside of that, and you have to do a lot of setup to even get it off in some cases. He has no good reversal options. You pretty much have to guess from strike throw because he can't really mash out of it like say Vanilla Ice can. So I'm not sure about this. I think this is pretty. It's either one of these two for sure. Like it's not going over here, of course. But I don't think Okuyasu has anything to put me over to make me think that this is slightly winning and not just winning. So that being said, Koichi, this was losing. Now this is hard, but not hard. It's weird to talk about. I think Koichi is obviously losing. 3 freeze is, strong as all hell, but Risotto actually has some way of getting around 3 freeze as far as the debuff time. 5M is actually a good anti-air up close. So when you're up close, 5M can kind of put in some work. Other than that, the usual, block, gotta guess, grab. It's harder for you to deal with the debuff just because it's easy to reapply it over and over and over again. Because Koichi is kind of a sick bastard in that situation, in that sense. So yeah, this is pretty. It's losing, but it's not as hard as these two. This is 4-6. You can still make this work. Well, in that case, it'd be here, right? But no, I think. No, I think this is still okay. So this is 4-6 with an asterisk, right? If 3 freeze wasn't able to be applied so easily, this would be up here. But because you can keep doing it over and over and over again as a Koichi player, it's right here. It's just hard to get around 3 freeze sometimes, just because of. It's just easy to say. I mean, I don't know what else to say besides 3 freeze sucks. I don't want to make it seem like 3 freeze is like the smoking gun, but I mean, it kind of is in a sense. I don't want to do like, oh, the gimmick is just too powerful, but the gimmick is pretty powerful. So, I mean, that's pretty much it. All to be said about Koichi. I hate this kid. I hate him a lot. Your counterplay is just to 5M and hope you get right with SG or grab tech. Yeah, it sucks, but that's pretty much it. Yukako is a win because, for simplicity's sake, it's just discount CAC theory. It's discount CAC. The only thing that's weird about her is that offensively, it's pretty difficult to get around Yukako's weird body, just because she's one of those characters that has a weird hurt box, so it's hard for you to combo her. But after that, that's pretty much it. I mean, Love Deluxe really hurts a lot. It's just for me, the neutral is kind of like shisty, but no, because she can still zone a little bit. Well, my bad. I don't want to say zone. That's definitely not the right thing to say. She has normals gets far enough for her to kind of get some stuff off. So I'll do this. This is okay. Rohan, have not played this too much, but I think this is pretty safe to say it's winning. I'm sorry for these breaks, by the way. I have a stuffy nose, so I don't want you guys to hear me blowing my nose in the mic. So sorry about all these weird pauses and stuff. But anyway, Rohan is definitely winning for you. Now, at Taku, I played some characters with sweaty palms, and he was telling me that he thinks this is the Risotto counter, which I don't think so. But just because you can lock away certain normals, that I get it. But for me, it's just that it's not like Pucci to where, okay, you lock away some stuff, but like there's still counterplay as a Pucci because the disc is still, you have to pick up the disc physically. For me, once you hit Rohan, that's it. So that's why I'm kind of not really feeling the counterplay, because ideally all you have to do is just hit Risotto once and you seal away his 2M or his JL, but those don't stack, so you have to pick and choose which one you want to take away. And even then, outside of that, I don't think this is that good to warrant him down here. I don't get it. So Shigechi, I forgot his name for a second. Oh my god. Shigechi, unsure of, just because I have literally never played against this character like at all. So I don't know what he does. I don't know. So maybe Airware can tell me some stuff, but okay, obviously this is like not in this half. It's definitely in this half. I just don't know what he does, so I can't comment on it fairly, so I'm gonna leave that alone, right? Oh my god. I forgot his name. Oh my god. This is so embarrassing. Keicho. Oh my god, I actually forgot his name. I am so sorry. This is early in the morning for me. I'm recording this, if you can't tell. Keicho's slightly winning because it's the same philosophy as Stroheim. I haven't seen him work, but I've seen some damage stuff he can do. Like, I think this is pretty good for Keicho, I believe. I think once Keicho gets the hit, it's pretty good for you. Again, he also has a DP, so as you can tell by the slightly winning list, I'm viewing characters that have decent neutral. Like, if the neutral isn't so crippling enough to where they can make it work, and also when they get hit, they make the hit count. So that's how I'm rating this right here. And so for this, I'm saying this. This is slightly winning because good anti-air. He has some decent strike throw stuff that I've seen. Well, this is like week 1, so I don't know if it's the same now or different. But he can still cook. Akira, so I was doing this as a pre-schedule, so I already know how everything is working out. Now this is my first time doing this, so I already know where I'm gonna put everybody. I got some flack for putting Akira in winning and not here, but this is so arbitrary for me because, like, if he's slightly winning, it's like on the same cusp with Johnathan, but I just don't see it. I don't know. I get that charge. Once he's fully charged, I get he can make stuff work. I get that part. I get all that. I get the fact that his command grab up close is really good when it's charged. I get the fact that Spitfire is a good anti-air. Like, I get all these, but I just... Well, damn it. Okay, I guess Bravado has this point. He's a player that I know offline. We were talking about this a couple weeks ago. I guess saying it out loud, I guess I kind of get it where he's coming from now, so I'll let him cook here. I'll let him cook here. Akira and Kosaku, they're kind of the same. I'm just going to put this together because Kosaku is Akira on steroids as far as damage-wise. They both have counter moves, so obviously counter is like a gimmick. You have to guess a counter, but the gist is, if you get hit, you die. And it's not like on the level of these. It's if you get hit, you're dying in like one hit kind of thing. I just don't think it's even because of the neutral. So I don't feel right putting this even because of neutral. So I'm going to let them cook right here, personally. Let them cook right here. Alright, that's all for part 4. As you can see, we're kind of pulling down on the tier list now. We're kind of getting a little bit closer to the end here. Part 5 is the part... Disclaimer, by the way, just saying this up front. Part 5, I don't know too much about, but I've played some enough to know how this works. So Giorno is winning because his neutral doesn't work. All the life-giving stuff doesn't work. The only thing that I say that's weird about Giorno is that DP is very hard to counter. I've yet to figure out, aside from the usual safe jump stuff, I cannot counter his DP to save my life. It's so weird to get around the counter. I mean, the DP. Maybe it's just me being bad, but I don't know. It's just hard for me to deal with this. Outside of that, I mean, he has good damage, I think. I say I think because I played Giorno like once. So I'm going based off of that by recollection, but I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't be mad if they put him here, but for me, I'm putting him here because I just don't see what he can do to make me feel like he has a chance in the matchup. But that's just me. Bruno, yeah, he has a DP. He has a good DP move. He has revive. Actually, no. You know what? No. I'm putting him here because DP. He has revive, which, if it's close, I mean, it's a comeback tool he gets for free, unless you take away his meter. He has teleport stuff, which that's really good. Teleport's also always really good in this matchup because you can skip neutral. And his damage is good enough. It's pretty good. So I'm rating him there. Mista is on the same as Hole, but a little bit better because he can still play up close. It's the same for Hole. Bullets don't work. All that good stuff. Up close, he has a good DP. He can still mash somewhat. HHA is a good get off me. Just be wary of the dead zone. The dead zone is what you have to be worried about. Other than that, he can cook pretty good. I think this is well, actually, no. Here, because of that. No, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm going back and forth. I'm trying to think of. Nah, right here is fine. It's just because the lack of bullets really hurt to the point where even though he can do stuff up close, it's just such a disadvantage for him that it doesn't really matter that much. Yeah, I'll go here. Narancha is here. Now, Narancha, his projectiles are another case to where they hit Risotto. However, I think Narancha is so disadvantaged to the point that like the bullets don't matter because Aerosmith has to fly all the way out, and hitting Aerosmith hits Narancha. So I don't think that has really any merit to where like, okay, I just don't see it. I don't see where Narancha has any merit in this to make me feel like it's even here or even here, to be honest. Like, I think you're bullying Narancha 9 times out of 10. You know, I'm not seeing it personally. Fugo, right here. Fugo is another character in the vein of these, of Kosaku and Kira, to where if he hits you, it hurts a lot. His neutral is a little bit worse, but again, he has that stand on stuff. Stand on, like, I haven't talked about it a lot aside from Jotaro, but assume all these stand on characters that have avatars can do the same thing I just said Jotaro can do. I'm just doing this for brevity, the sake of time, for brevity. I'm not going over it with every character, but he also has another interesting interaction. HHA is the only, to my knowledge, the only counterplay to 22X in a combo that actually disrupts Risotto. Like, this actually works to disrupt Risotto. And of course you're up close, so once you're up close, it's Fugo's turn to pressure you. And if you get hit, it hurts a lot. Like, a lot. So I think this is pretty good for him. It's not right here because neutral is really bad for him. On the Trish, this is pretty poverty. Trish is pretty bad. 5H is, sorry, JH is really good. Other than that, that's it. That's all I could say. JH is really good. Other than that, stubby normals. The wall is not that good in this matchup. Doesn't really matter that much. What else? Stubby normals, like really stubby normals. Like, this is awful. Awfully stubby. So with all that being said, I think this is yeah, pretty bad. Prosciutto and Pesci. I'm gonna go here. So Prosciutto and Pesci, they have debuffs, and I think those debuffs are pretty strong. They're not on the level of making it like here and here, but they're pretty strong. Let me start remember this. Level 1, you can't SG or SD. Level 2, you can't jump. Level 3, you can't dash. And all these stack too. So debuff, and the fact that when he hits you, you die. Like, I was playing Orb casually about a couple weeks ago, and I was up 80%. I got hit with 1 DP and I died from there. So like, they can make you hurt. Don't sleep on these characters too much, just because, you know, even if you know how to get around the gimmick of the debuffs, the fact that they make you hurt or really hard says a lot. And also, even if you get hit, they can still stack the debuff on top at the end of a combo. So it doesn't really mean much if you're navigating around level 0 in neutral. You get hit once, you're getting that debuff. It doesn't matter. Ghiaccio? Oh, sorry, not you, Diavolo. Sorry. Ghiaccio is slightly losing. I fucking hate this character. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna maul. I hate this character though so much. Ghiaccio has, well, ice pillars don't work in this matchup because it's projectile. However, not 5C. The overhead is slow, but it's effective. He has decent damage routes to get him into mix. The thing about Ghiaccio is it's just the mix. The mix is pretty deadly if you're not on top of everything. Also, Ice Puddle is good at neutral because you can't really engage that well even if you hit Ghiaccio, it doesn't go away right away. So there's been plenty of times where I'll do a JL or a JM and I'll hit Ghiaccio, but Ice Puddle takes over and I get counter hit and I die. So that really sucks. That's super unfortunate, but it's Ghiaccio. Also Resolve mode. Fuck Resolve. I hate Resolve. All my homies hate Resolve. It's just so good for for Ghiaccio. I didn't talk about it for the characters that have Resolve, but of course Resolve is always a thing to look out for, especially for Bruno, because he gets Resolve and the Revive. Like, that's really good. I think that's pretty much it for Ghiaccio. He has the GHA, which is his only source of quote-unquote damage, but I think there's more to this character than just that. But definitely it's a slightly losing view, just because the mix is really strong, and GHA stuff, and Resolve, and Overhead is a good tool if you're not respecting it and not blocking. Alright, now it's Diavolo. This is ass. This is pretty bad. Epitaph aside, which is broken, he has Command Grab, great damage, unblockable. Like, he has stuff to make you hurt. Like, you're taking a decent 60% off of a good hit straight. You're taking 60%. Neutral is hard because, again, Epitaph, you can pop this at any time, and now it's Diablo's turn. You have to hold this, or you have to risk a counter hit and risk the Diavolo being, oh my god, the Diavolo being patient or not being patient enough to get hit. But yeah, this is losing for you. It's pretty bad. Alright, on to part 6. Jolene. This is pretty good for you. Jolene has mix, but it's like strike throw, you know, just because, like, from what I've seen, her frame kill stuff, it doesn't work on Risotto because you can always 4S it. So there's that. The damage is not that good enough for me to warrant slightly winning. So yeah, that's pretty good. I mean, I have nothing really much to say. It's just Jolene's mix is really bad. She has good keep away normals, but I don't know. DP is staying on, but it's really good. It's a good A-tier. Plus it goes into mix, so that's a boon for her. But I'm not really seeing the vision as far as putting her here. I think this is a pretty good spot for her. Ermes, I don't know. Have not played her. She gets Resolve, which that's cool. Damage, she can make you hurt a lot. Stickers in neutral, I've seen people shy away from, but I think it can cook in the right circumstance. But I don't know enough about her to kind of warrant anything else, so leaving that alone for right now. I don't really know, right? Foo Fighters. Now, DJ tells me it's here, which he's the Foo Fighter player, so I have to respect his opinion. Obviously, I'm not gonna, but I think it's here because he's probably gonna hate me for this when he sees it. But my reasoning is this: 1H is a good reversal. Guard break, if set up properly, can still cook me, and I know DJ is not really feeling that. He's telling me that, guard break is good, but I have to set it up, and it's pretty gimmicky, and I get that. I'm not. Again, he's the Foo Fighters player. I have to respect his opinion, but I think he's discounting Foo Fighters a little bit there, because from what I've seen, the strike throw stuff that he was doing on me, it's pretty good. I'm not rating it. I mean, it's pretty good. So I think it's here, but it's like a 7-3 with an asterisk kind of thing, right? Honestly, is the same case of here. Dive kick is stand rush and an overhead. He makes you hurt really, really, really hard. But for me, the command grabs, they're not gimmicky, but if you're looking out for them, you know, that's pretty much in the bag for you. I think with command grab aside, the dive kick is really good. And again, you're eating like at least 50-60% off of one hit. Ultimately, it hurts a lot. All right, weather report. Winning. Weather is bugged now. So if weather wasn't bugged, I mean, it'll still be here, right? But it won't be as bad. For those that don't know, weather reports install, the one where he turns into the clouds and has them like over his body, they don't reflect projectiles anymore, so that's bugged. Pre-patch, you were able to pop it, and if you got hit, I couldn't do combos because scalpels are part of the combo route, and I can't do those because they bounce back onto me. So that's that used to be a boon, but since I got rid of that, I mean, yeah, it's no. It's no for him, pretty much. Alright, Pucci. Both Puccis are here. Which is really strange because Pucci has been seen, I mean, he's getting respect now, but he's been seen as a weird anti-meta pick, but he can cook. If I'm ordering this in Base Interior, which I'm not ordering this by the way, slightly in Final's favor because both of these characters, their gimmick is the disc, obviously. LHHA just shits on Risotto. It dunks pretty hard because disc is mine. Now I can't do my, Scout Force or anything. I also can't go invisible. That's a really huge thing. Not going invisible is really, really, really huge. Not only because, disc, the disc toss is a threat now, but I can't backdash as well. Like, I have to hold that. I can't really do much. Pucci is below just because his disc grab is linked to a command grab and not an HHA. You still have to guess and risk the grab, but once you get it off, I think you're pretty much solid, right? Because you kind of dunk on Risotto and all of his tools because they're all linked to his command normals and special moves. So that's good for Pucci. The Bible Nation, why is it going up? Johnny is here. Now, I actually played Sundula in a first to 10 a while back, and even though we got to the end, I think as an ex-Johnny player, this is not so hot for you as a Johnny. The only thing you have to threaten is big damage. You have tackle, you have Act 4 stand on stuff, and that's pretty much it. I mean, other than that, Risotto kind of dunks on you pretty easily. On to Gyro. Don't know. I have not played or seen this character at all in my entire, well, that's cap. Let me say this. I have not seen or played against this character at a high competent level in my entire time of playing this game. So I don't know how he works. So leaving that there. Diego, and I'm gonna do alternate wall at the same time, but they're kind of the same. This is pretty bad for you. Diego, amazing damage, scary monsters. The install is so stupid and so broken. DP, the tail flip, hits on both sides. So if you try to dash out of the way, you get hit from behind. And you have to eat a bunch of damage. Oki is pretty scary because, yeah, dinosaurs are projectiles, but they hurt. if because I think you can do a certain setup, a certain setup that negates that anyway, or makes that not favorable for you. So, like, no, it sucks for you playing against Diego. And AU Diego, it's kind of the same thing, because like teleport, crazy damage, time stop, like he's still Diego. He's still AU. He's just not like broken. He's still AU. So if I had, I mean, he's AU, but I guess you could put him here, but I think it's kind of like, if I was ordering this, it'd be on the cusp of here, right? I think this is still losing for you. Like, it's AU. AU ain't going nowhere. AU sucks to deal with. Like, it's AU Diego. I mean, that's kind of my argument here. It's AU Diego. It sucks. Funny Valentine. It's here because DP negates 2-2X. I mean, that's pretty much it. That's my only thing that I kind of have to say about Funny Valentine, is that DP negates 2-2X. All unblockable stuff can get hit by, but Funny Valentine is not that good enough for me to warrant anything higher than just that. The Gapster, Gappy, is right here for one simple reason. He hurts a lot. Neutral is kind of shiesty. Oki is kind of bad. He can do EX. Sorry, I'm thinking Dragon Ball. He can do the spin move in neutral, and if you get hit, you're eating a lot of damage. So spin the win. I mean, that's pretty much it. Just spin the win there. I don't really think. Yeah, no, that's pretty much it. I'm trying to think anything else that Gappy can do. Oh no, I lied. I'm sorry. I mean, it's kind of the same thing as Jotaro and all these people. The stand-on stuff. I mean, backdash is kind of weary because stand-on is pretty good for Gappy. Bow. Yeah. Bow is here. DP. I mean, DP's a DP, but I think that's pretty much it. He has good damage, but I don't know. No, I'll be nice. I'll throw him a bone. I'll put him here. But this is like definitely on the high end of here. Almost low end here. But I'll throw him a bone. DP's good. And he has good damage in combo routes. But that's pretty much it. You kind of dunk on him other than that. And that's pretty much it. Abakyo. Also here. But this is definitely like, it's not even, but it's like, it's here because 4-6X hurts a lot. Because it's armored. Great damage in combo routes. Like, he makes you hurt. And he cashes in pretty hard. But other than that, I don't really notice this character that much to kind of put him over anything else. So right here is probably a good place for you to chill out at. Oh, not there, sorry. Right here. That's pretty much it. Yeah. So this is my Risotto matchup tier list. I try to go into it with the aspect of playing against the character and not the player. So with that in consideration, yeah, I think this is pretty good. If anybody can help me with this bottom section, I'd appreciate it a lot. Yeah. Comment below. How do you feel about the matchup? Is there anything I missed maybe about your character that could help? Anything that you want to add an addendum onto? Maybe I missed something that would help out or help kind of get a better point across. You know, I'm only one person. I'm not God here. You know, I don't know. Yeah, with that being said, thank you for watching. Hope you enjoy. And I will catch you guys the next time whenever I do something like this again. Hopefully in the near future, but we'll see.